Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today this is a video 2 of Claude Code and ServiceNow SDK connection course. In this, what we are going to do, we are going to connect your ServiceNow instance with ServiceNow SDK. Okay, we need it because then only Claude Code will be able to deploy your code using ServiceNow SDK to ServiceNow instance. The prerequisite, you must have completed the video 1 setup. It is a very short video. If you have not completed, please do it. In that video, we have covered how to install Node.js, SDK, Cloud Code, and how to add ServiceNow skill to Cloud Code. Okay, adding a skill is very important because otherwise Cloud Code will not understand what is ServiceNow SDK patterns and all those things. So today we are going to talk about now-sdk authentication. And for that, first I want to show you what different methods. So you can just simply write now-sdk and auth. You open the terminal and just write this. If you already have ServiceNow SDK, you will get this method. And if you're getting any error, please check out the video one. So first is how to add it, how to add new authentication methods, how can you can delete it, how can you list all the authentication methods and use them. Okay, now why you can add multiple authentications. Why? Because suppose you want one for sandbox, one for dev, you can have like multiple, or even for test you can have multiple. Let's without further ado, let's do it. So if I, yeah, we can just simply say add, and here, so you can just this is the first step to adding your credentials. First we will show basic authentication, then we go for uh, like OAuth. Okay, so let's just open this, move these things. Yeah, so I'm just copying the name of the instance over here. You can copy the whole URL or name of your instance, anything is fine. And once you press enter, it will ask for whatever authentication you want to do. You can do go for basic or auth. Let's do a basic first. So I will say sn basic admin. It is good for normal like PDIs and all, but for your developer or your production instance, it is not good. Why? Because you will be storing an admin credential on your local system, which is not a like secure thing. Let me copy the password. So I've copied the password, and as you can see, the new credential has been added with the alias sn basic admin. How you can verify it? You can just simply say now SDK and auth dash dash list. So you can see I have three credentials. One is SN auth admin, and then the recent one SN basic admin. Okay. Now let me just clear. And so this is the basic one. We have saved the credential and we have verified it as well. Next thing is, yeah. So your password is stored in OS keychain, and it is not in in any project file. Okay. So just to let you know. So OAuth 2.0 authentication. Let's go for the another OAuth one. So again, we are going to do now SDK add dev. So my instance name. So procedure is same. Now suppose if you are on latest release, you will have ServiceNow IDE by default. But suppose if you don't have ServiceNow IDE, it is recommended to install the ServiceNow IDE first and then do it because OAuth will not work if you don't have ServiceNow IDE in your instance. But for new PDIs and new like latest releases, it is by default there. So let's do this. Now instead of that, we are going to have auth. So we will say sn dev auth admin. Okay. I'll just, so as you saw that as soon as I entered my name, what it did, it opened my instance in my browser. So suppose if you're I was already logged in, that's why I saw this directly message. But if you are not logged in, it will ask you to log in. So suppose you have MFA or anything, so you are so this is your identity through which is going to ServiceNow SDK. Okay, so you have to log in with your credentials. So if you have SSO, log in your SSO. You have MFA, do the MFA, and once you do it, you will get this message that ServiceNow SDK would like to connect to your ServiceNow account um, on instance this. Okay, and you just should allow it and copy this token, put it over here. You will not see anything, so it is already pasted, but you will not see anything. You just have to put enter, and it is successfully stored in the credentials. Your system is already connected. How can we check it? Again, now dash SDK dash dash list, sorry, auth dash dash list. And here you see the latest one, sn dev dev auth admin is present over here. Now I have too many. Let me just delete few. Dash dash delete. How you can delete it? You just have to after dash dash delete, you have to just name which one you want to delete. So I want to delete SN the older ones. SN OAuth admin. Let's just delete this one first. So successfully deleted. Another I want to delete is basic admin. Basic admin. Yeah, it's also deleted. Let's list it again. As you can see now, there are only two. One is basic and one is auth. So these are the two things that will happen. Now, so obviously OAuth is preferred because that way you are not storing any credentials or anything. This is pretty secure. Next thing that I want to say is you don't have to. Your OAuth token may expire after a while, so you may have to like once you are deploying means after your whole development and all, you are deploying like 1 day or 2 days later your application. So what you have to do, you may have to like refresh again, but it is the same method again. You can simply say add dev and go for OAuth. It will like refresh your current credential, and then you can deploy it. Okay, so same method. You don't have to follow anything else. This is all about the authentication part. In the next video, we are going to initialize a new app and then build it and then deploy it to ServiceNow instance. Okay, so please stay tuned for the next video of the course. And in the next video, and we will also check on our PDI that the new application is getting reflected or not. Okay, so that is all. Thank you.